This video contains spoilers for Final Fantasy VII. Viewer discretion is advised. I wanted to look at a new game this week, and thought Final Fantasy VII was a good place to start. I wanted to look at one of the major plot points in the game, Cloud's memories, or rather, why he's locked out of them for so long. Although there are supernatural forces at play, I think his loss of memory can also be attributed to rather human reasons. Before we get started, I want to thank all of my Patreon supporters. You guys always make me smile. If you want to donate, the link is below. It does help me out a lot, but as always, this is completely optional. As a brief warning, I have not been exposed to any prequel or post-story content. My observations are based on the source material alone, and I prefer basing my analysis on the source material even when I am familiar with outside content. One of the things that struck me as odd when I first started playing Final Fantasy VII was the way Cloud not only talks to others, but also himself. I understood the idea of a stoic hero, however inner dialogue is typically not as cold. To be frank, his character seemed bland in a way that felt intentional, so when it became more and more apparent that Cloud wasn't who he said he was, it led very naturally to the climax of being in the dream world with Tifa. But what would make a person lose that much of their memories? Well, ignoring Mako poisoning and Sephiroth cells and Genova cells, this is actually quite common in post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD, which I believe Cloud struggles with. We see through flashbacks that Cloud is a sensitive boy who felt like he had no friends, felt as though he was an outsider. He feels shame about not becoming soldier and tries to hide where his career has led him. Sensitive temperaments typically have more of an inclination towards anxiety disorders, which is the category that PTSD falls in the DSM-5. Not only did he experience the trauma of someone he respected murdering people, he was also kept hostage and underwent Mako exposure and all of the cell stuff. He saw the girl he loved get stabbed and saw the man who saved him be slaughtered. This is quite a lot for anyone to go through, especially one already susceptible to mood disorders. Individuals with PTSD often will experience memory gaps, or may not be able to remember important parts of an event. They become distrustful of themselves, those around them, or the world. Furthermore, they have difficulty feeling or expressing any positive emotion. The reality that Cloud attached himself to was the one that was based off evidence readily available. Zack told them that they should be mercenaries, so he goes and becomes a mercenary. He's a soldier in uniform and assumes he's soldier, although being exposed to Sephiroth and Genova cells also inclined him to believe that he was soldier. Tifa tells them that they knew each other and he accepts this, although he isn't able to offer any new information about the memory of the well. Essentially, Cloud has shut himself off from his memories and numbs himself. The memories he recalls, such as the story he tells the rest of the team, include inaccuracies, and often merge him and Zack into the same person. He generally knows what's happened, but he forgets important parts of the past. Cloud also experiences another symptom of PTSD, the inability to get close to another person. Even though Cloud has known Tifa before, has memories with her, and has strong feelings attached to her, Cloud remains distant with her throughout the game, to the point where, as a player, I was wondering if they were forcing this too much, or if Tifa's love was unrequited. It wasn't until I saw Cloud's memories, and then saw his shift in tone with her, that I realized that these were deliberate. Not only does he have difficulty getting close to another, Tifa is also a trigger for those traumatic events, yet another symptom of PTSD. Distress when exposed to persons, places, or things that remind you of the event. Leaving himself vulnerable to Tifa would mean leaving himself vulnerable to the truth. You do see this shift in Cloud's tone with everyone else after he comes to terms with who he really is. He becomes, for lack of a better word, dorkier. He doesn't try so hard to be cool. He's honest and vulnerable. Cloud shutting down, having to go through the events, but having a person present to ground him, is quite similar to many treatments of PTSD. Many include exposing oneself to the memories of the trauma while in a safe environment. For Cloud, Tifa was there to guide him through the memories without imposing fake ones on him, and was able to keep him grounded in reality. At the end of the day, I think it's important to realize that Cloud is only able to overcome Sephiroth because he's able to accept who he really is. He accepts his past trauma, he's able to connect with the people who have cared for him all along, and their support literally helps them save the world. Thanks for watching. If you liked this, give it a like, and if you want to see more of this content, you can subscribe. Also, comment what you think about this video, and don't worry, I have Persona video coming out much sooner than you think. Thanks!